story that has been fully told. The streetlights flicker and go out, erasing every single doubt. The city wakes up from its sleep, secrets that it couldn't keep. The shadow lengthens on the floor, creeping towards the open door. I hold the moment in my hand, like grains of slipping silver sand, refusing to let go of night before the coming of the light. Your breathing shifts to match the day, chasing the velvet dark away. But I remain inside the groove, with no desire to ever move. The amber glow upon your face is full of quiet morning grace, a perfect ending to the sea, the best that we have ever been. The rhythm slows and starts to fade in the sanctuary we have made. The music drifts into the air, leaving a feeling heavy rain. We transition to the reef, breaking the magic of the seal, but keeping everything inside, with nothing left to hide. The echo stays within the room, dispelling any trace of gloom. The horizon calls us to the stars, forever written in the heart, never part. Waiting for the open move, finding out the perfect groove. I watch your hand above the piece, looking for a quick release. Analyzing every square with a cold and steady stare. I move upon to block the line, making sure that you are mine. A strategy of pure defense, building up the huge suspense. Castle early in the game, protecting all your wealth and fame. But I have nights inside the dark, waiting for the hidden mark. No timer ticking on the side, magic breaks and falls apart when you attack the open heart. The sacrifice I have to make for our own salvation's sake. We trade the pieces one by one till the battle is all done, leaving the board completely bare, stripped of all the wear and tear. At the ending of the day, checkmate whispered in the ear. drawing you so very near, my dear. The ceiling opens to the sky, watching the satellites go by, expanding out into the black, with no intention to come back. We are made of ancient light, burning clearly in the night. Nebula inside the veins, breaking all the earthly chains. Your gravity is pulling hard, playing the universal card, orbiting around your sun until the two of us are one. Constellations on the floor, opening a cosmic door, aligning planets in a row, moving steady, moving slow. The atmosphere is thin and rare, floating in the empty air, a vacuum where the silence grows, and everything just simply flows. A supernova in the chest, putting the physics to the test, exploding in a brilliant hue, a galaxy compressed of you, traveling at the speed of sound, lifting feet above the ground, crossing the Milky Way tonight, bathed in the interstellar light. The stardust settles on the skin, shaken wrist. The world is locked in 0 degrees, bringing the city to its knees. But here the fire is burning high, ignoring the winter sky. Me from any harm, melting the shiver in the bone. The safest place I've ever known. Contrast of the cold and heat, making the silence very sweet. The blizzard howls a lonely song, where we clearly don't belong. Insulated from the sting of what the bitter wind can bring. Crystalline structures start to break in the haven that we make, turning the ice into a stream, waking up from a winter dream. Condensation starts to run, waiting for the morning sun. The window clears and lets us see a brand new white reality, so free. smoke is rising in a line, a signal that you are all mine. Consuming oxygen and air, stripping the heavy moments bare. I feel the warmth beneath the skin, wondering where to begin. It travels up and hits the vein, a pleasure mixed with a little pain. We keep it low to make it last, forgetting everything that passed. A steady heat that doesn't fade inside the haven we have made. The sparks fly up and disappear, drawing your body very near. Volcanic pressure underneath, held back by a fragile sheet. No need to rush the melting point in this secluded, quiet joint. Letting the candle wax drip down, the hottest fire in the ashes gray upon the floor. But we are wanting so much more. The glow remains within the eye, a fire that will never die. Alive. Strikes a lonely chord, a feeling that I can't afford, hanging low beneath the staff. dividing sorrow into half. I sing the interval of pain, repeating the refrain again. A minor third that bends the ear, drawing out a single tear. The blue note sits inside the scale, telling us a tragic tale, vibrating in the smoky air, laying all my secrets bare. Deep in midnight blue, improvising on the theme, waking from a broken dream. The bridge connects the low and high, beneath the painted velvet sky. Harmonies that clash and blend, waiting for the song to end. A dissonance that feels so right, cutting through the heavy night, finding beauty in the sad, the best love that I ever dreamed.
upon the hotel wall make me feel so very small. Tokyo, London and New York listening to the silence talk. I'm living in tomorrow now, wiping sweat from off my brow. The sun is rising in the east while you are sleeping with the beast. The time zone pulls us far apart, but cannot sever heart from heart. Crossing lines of unseen space, imagining your resting face. The engine hums a steady drone, flying through the dark alone, chasing sunset around the bend, waiting for the journey's end. My internal rhythm breaks with every single breath it takes, confusing midnight with the noon underneath the foreign moon. We meet upon the dayline edge, standing on a fragile edge, where yesterday and now collide with nowhere left for us to hide. I reset every watch I own to the time that is your zone, ignoring where I truly stand, to be virtually in your head. Touch down upon the strip, ending this long and lonely trip. The time aligns for us at last, forgetting all the miles past so fast. Above the noise and sound, leaving the heavy concrete ground. The numbers climb upon the door,
until we reach the final floor. The city looks like circuit boards, a million little golden chords. Silence wraps around the glass, watching the tiny traffic pass. Up here the air is thin and rare, a quiet that we love to share. Suspended in a velvet sky, watching the helicopters fly. The world is small and far away, a faded memory of the day. Reflections showing in the pain, erasing every stress and strain. Gravity loses its command when you are holding on to my hand. A penthouse built of pure desire, set against the urban fire. No one can reach us at this height, floating in a private zone on a transparent crystal throne. So fine.
inside the dim, risking everything on him. I hold the queen against my chest, putting my patience to the test. A bluff that no one else can see except the shadow next to me. The chips are stacked in towers high, beneath the watching of the eye. I push them forward with a smile, staying for a little while. You read the tell upon my face, invading all my private space. The ace is hidden up the sleeve, making it easy to believe. No logic rules this game of chance, caught in a dangerous romance. The wheel is spinning round and round without a single warning sound. We raise the stakes to breaking point in this exclusive quiet joint. Winner takes the heart away at the closing of the day. Luck is a lady, so they say, but I make my own luck today. Showing the hand I held so tight, winning the battle of the night. The cards are scattered on the floor. We don't need them anymore. The gamble paid off in the end. My lover and my finest friend transcend.
crackle sounds before the tune. Inside this lonely, quiet room, I watch the circles spin around, hypnotized by vintage sound. Dust motes dancing in the air, a feeling that is stripping bare. The groove is deep and cut so fine, holding every single line. Analog warmth upon the skin, showing me where to begin. 33 revolutions turn, making the candle slowly burn. High fidelity emotion, creating a deep and wide ocean. Your voice is trapped inside the wax, smoothing out the hidden cracks, playing on a loop for me in perfect circularity. The arm moves slowly to the center, allowing the ghost to enter. Vibrations traveling the wire, setting the speakers on pure fire. We spin together in the haze, lost inside this purple maze. A classic track that never ends, making amends for all my friends. The record fades into the gray, chasing the silence far away. The needle lifts and breaks the spell, a story that we define well and tell. crimson tear from a dry eye, pouring ruby in the glass, watching the heavy moments pass. I swirl the liquid round and round, listening to the liquid sound, notes of oak and summer rain, numbing the echo of the pain. It tastes like velvet on the tongue, a song that is forever sung, burning slow completely down, the richest flavor in the town. To perfection in the dark, leaving a permanent red mark. Intoxication hits the head, remembering the words you said. I drink you in with every sip, feeling the glass against my lip. A vintage year of pure desire, setting my steady pulse on fire. The room begins to softly spin, letting the warm sensation in. We are drunk on something real, a brand new way to truly feel. No chord can hold this spirit back, flowing along the hidden track, feeling the emptiness inside, with nowhere left to run or hide. Is empty on the stand, stained by the touching of your hand. The flavor stays upon the mouth, a warm wind blowing from the south. and drowse. Against the light, shimmering in the middle night, a thread of gold upon the bed, spinning around inside my head. I sink into the layers deep is something that I can't defeat. Sliding across the smooth terrain, erasing every trace of pain. No friction here, just easy glide, with nowhere left for us to. Texture speaks a silent word, the sweetest sound I've ever heard, wrapped up inside a luxury that you designed just for me. Feeling the weave against the bone, as all our own. We tangle up in knots of white, holding on to the feeling tight. A cocoon made of soft desire, safe from the world and from the fire. For the memories we have made, slipping away from gravity. secrets that we keep. Softness remains upon the air, a feeling rare and beyond compare. So fair. The water rises to the shore, asking for a little more. Reflection dancing on the wave, the only attention that I crave. I feel the pull inside my chest, denying me the time to rest. Gravity working on the blood, releasing a sudden silver flood. You are the moon above the sea, controlling every part of me. I drift according to your law, with silent wonder and with awe. secrets it promises to keep, drifting away without a sound, happy to finally be drowned and found. The air is heavy with your trace, invisible inside this space, a ghost that floats upon the breeze, bringing me down to my knees. I close my eyes and breathe you in, feeling the shiver on my skin, notes of wood and midnight rain, flooding through my tired brain. The bottle sits upon the shelf, shadow of your former self, uncorking secrets in the night, making the heavy darkness light. It lingers on the pillowcase, the outline of your sleeping face, a molecule of pure desire, setting my memory on fire. No picture holds this kind of power, blooming like a secret flower. It bypasses the thinking mind, leaving the logic far behind. The essence wraps around my throat, like the color of your clothes, surrounded by a cloud of you, and everything I say and do. I'm drunk on air that tastes like gold, a story that is never told, inhaling deep to keep you near, until the morning makes it clear. The aroma starts to fade away, chased by the lighting of the day. I seal the bottle tight and fast, preserving all the lovely past at last. heavy with your dreams, invisible inside this space, a ghost that floats upon the breeze, bringing me down to my knees. I close my eyes and breathe you in, feeling the shiver on my skin. Notes of wood and midnight rain flooding through my tired brain. The bottle sits upon the shelf, a shadow of your former self, uncorking secrets in the night, making the heavy darkness light up. It lingers on the pillowcase, the outline of your sleeping face, a molecule of pure desire, setting my memory on fire. No picture holds this kind of power, blooming like a secret flower. It bypasses the thinking mind, leaving the logic far behind. The essence wraps around my throat like the collar of your coat, surrounded by a cloud of you in everything I say and do. I'm drunk on air that tastes like gold, a story that is never told, inhaling deep to keep you near until the morning makes it the aroma starts to fade away, chased by the lighting of the day. I seal the bottle tight and fast fit, preserving all the lovely past lives. The air is charged with something new, a current flowing straight to you, invisible wires in the dark, igniting just a tiny spark. I Feel the static on my skin, wondering where I should begin. The voltage rising in the room, dispelling all the heavy gloom. Your fingers drift a bit too close, giving my heart a lethal dose, a shock that travels to the core, leaving me wanting so much more. Polishing amber in the night, creating friction pure and bright. We generate a field of heat, making the circuit incomplete. No insulation can protect this powerful and strange effect. Physics of a simple touch, meaning so little and so much. The magnet pulls me from my place into the orbit of your space. Resistance fading to the ground, without a single warning sound. We snap together like a trap, closing the distance and the gap. Energy surging in the vein, driving me beautifully insane. Charge remains upon the sheet, making the memory complete. A lingering shock inside the mind, the only trace we leave behind. Unconsidered. with something new, a current flowing straight to you. Invisible wires in the dark, igniting just a tiny spark. I feel the static on my skin, wondering where I should begin. The voltage rising in the room, dispelling all the heavy gloom. Your fingers drift a bit too close, giving my heart a lethal dose, a shock that travels to the core, leaving me wanting so much more. Creating friction pure and bright, we generate a field of heat, making the circuit incomplete. No insulation can protect this powerful and strange effect. Physics of a simple touch, meaning so little and so much. The magnet pulls me from my place into the orbit of your space. Resistance fading to the ground, together like a trap, closing the distance and the gap. Energy surging in the vein, driving me beautifully insane. Charge remains upon the sheet, making the memory complete. A lingering shock inside the mind, the only trace we leave behind, unconfined. reflecting shades of me and you. A prism turning in the air, catching the light we love to share. I see my soul inside the glass, waiting for the time to pass. Transparent walls are falling down, removing my defensive frown. No secrets hidden in the deep, no promises we cannot keep. Clarity washing over me, setting my captive spirit free. Your gaze is like a diamond cut, opening doors that once were shut. Refracting colors on the wall, answering every single call. I see the truth inside your eyes, without a shadow or disguise. A crystal vision pure and bright, guiding me through the lonely night. The surface breaks and lets me in, beneath the texture of the skin. We shine together like a gem, a beautiful and rare diadem. No cracks among the perfect stone, the finest love I've ever known. Solid and clear in every way, turning the darkness into day. The image stays upon the pane, washed clean by the sudden rain. The reflection that will always last, forgetting all the broken past. So fast, so fast. reflecting shades of me and you. A prism turning in the air, catching the light we love to share. I see my soul inside the glass, waiting for the time to pass. Transparent walls are falling down, removing my defensive frown. No secrets hidden in the deep, no promises we cannot keep. Clarity washing over me, setting my captive spirit free. Your gaze is like a diamond cut, opening doors that once were shut, refracting colors on the wall, answering every single call. I see the truth inside your eyes, without a shadow or disguise. A crystal vision, pure and bright, guiding me through the lonely night. The surface breaks and lets me in, beneath the texture of the skin. We shine together like a gem, a beautiful and rare diadem. No cracks to mar the perfect stone, the finest love I've ever known, solid and clear in every way, turning the darkness into day. The image stays upon the pane, washed clean by the sudden rain, a reflection that will always last, forgetting all the broken past. So fast, so fast, so fast. glimpse of light, blurring out the city night. I drive alone inside this shell, underneath your magic spell. Tires humming on the street, keeping time with my heartbeat. Neon signs are flashing by, painting colors in the sky. Every turn leads back to you. No matter what I try to do, the rhythm of the falling rain, washing over all the pain. Red lights bleeding into green, the strangest world I've ever seen. Speed is just a state of mind, leaving everything behind. Your voice is in the engine sound, lifting me above the ground, cruising through the empty lane, calling out your secret name. The acceleration takes control, filling up my empty soul. Reflections dancing on the glass, watching all the moments pass. I drift around the corners tight, chasing shadows in the light, seeking for a place to park, deep inside the velvet dark. The taillights fade into the black. There is no way of turning back. The road is long and full of mist, waiting simply to be kissed by mist. The smoke dances off the floor, drawing shapes I can't ignore, rising slow to touch the sky, where the darkest secrets lie. I walk softly on the rug, feeling heat inside the heart, chasing shadows of your trace in this quiet, holy place. Light is curving on the wall, waiting for the night to fall, calming down my thirsty soul, making broken pieces whole. There's no rush in how we move, finding comfort in the groove, following the breath we take, paid for our own salvation's sake. Your eyes glitter in the dark, lighting up a hidden spark, and my body starts to sway in this game we love to play. Space expands and starts to fade in the we have made. Currents flowing through the air, stripping all our senses bare. Atmosphere begins to wrap, caught inside this velvet trap. Distance melts and drifts away, turning night into the day. Essence lingers in the room, chasing